going on, Jerome? So compensatory picks has been a hot topic this offseason. Basically, it comes down to, do you lose more free agents off of expiring deals than you sign free agents off of expiring deals? Players that you cut don't count to the formula. Players that you sign that were cut don't count either. And Kwesi adofo-mensah has talked about how the Vikings have been very cognizant about the comp pick formula, but also at a certain point, you're just like, well, do we want Jonathan Grenard or do we want an extra fourth-round pick? I think we know what we're going to take, right? But it is a nice little gaming of the system, and the Vikings are able to get a couple of extra draft picks because of it. Of course, the crown jewel of this offseason was Sam Darnold signing with the Seahawks, and for that we thank you. Certainly got some nice there. But the Vikings, it didn't inhibit the Vikings from spending. The Vikings had some cap space for the first time in forever, getting Will Fries as well as Ryan Kelly along the offensive line. And also, Kwesi had been smart of signing players that were off of cut contracts. Jonathan Allen of the Commies, Javon Hargrave of the 49ers. Big-time contracts, but since they were cut, they don't enter into the formula. And also, value free agents like Isaiah Rodgers, who the Vikings see as an every-down cornerback as well. Everything is good to go. And since the comp pick window closed on Monday, right now they're pretty much set in stone. Well, not really, but we'll get to that. But Over the Cap does a phenomenal job, basically reverse engineering the proprietary comp pick formula. But as of right now, the Vikings are in line for a third rounder from Sam Darnold. It will be the highest third round pick. We'll get to that, as well as Cam Robinson with a fifth. Cam Beasley, Will Fries cancel each other out, which I don't know. Daniel Jones and Ryan Kelly cancel each other out. Patrick Jones, Isaiah Rodgers as well. Now, it could get upgraded a smidgen, right? Because Cam Robinson has some incentives in his contract, as well as Trent Sherfield has a number of incentives in his contract. Basically, if he's a starting caliber receiver for the Broncos, he could, and stupid Sean Payton, he could work his way into a 7. So the Vikings might end up with a 3-4-7 or a 3-4 or whatever there. But basically, it is gravy on top of the cake, which, I don't know, sweet and savory. Well, why not? Now, this is a guesstimation right now because the Vikings' own fourth-round pick could turn into their own fifth-round pick, depending on what happens with the contingent picks with the Cam Robinson trade with the Jaguars. So, take this with a grain of salt. But basically, the Vikings, they're kind of in business. So they got their own first, second, third. They have a projected third and a fifth. They have their own fourth, which could be the fifth, whatever. Sixth round, gone. All right, but seventh rounders, they're racking up and stacking up those conditional seventh rounders from the Rams, from the Texans, from the Jaguars, etc. So the Vikings basically are kind of good to go in that department. Plus, with a roster that is pretty much racked up and stacked up, the Vikings could potentially condense these picks into some higher draft capital, since there's a lot of room for rookies, and that's one of the good things of Kwesi assembling this roster. League-wide projections for comp picks. So like we said, the Vikings have the top pick in the third round, as they're in the back end of the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. But we're also lagging behind. Like, Pittsburgh crushes, so you can have a maximum of 4 picks, and Pittsburgh getting a third for Dan Moore, fourth for Justin Fields, fifth for Russell Wilson, and a sixth for James Daniels. That's pretty good. An extra 3, 4, 5, 6 for Omar Khan and the Steelers. Go ahead. But as you can see, generally teams are pretty good at this whole process, where if they have a really good roster, generally they're letting some of their big-time paid guys go that they've drafted and developed in-house, and you supplement in free agency. You don't build a team through free agency, and the Vikings have been supplementing very nicely over the last 2 off seasons, right? So you do see teams generally that are good to go, locked in, racking up these comp picks year after year after year, right? It's how the rich stay rich. But the Vikings, now with that comp pick window closed, do the Vikings spend some cash on Asante Samuel Jr.? Because say the Vikings had signed Asante Samuel for like $5, $6, $7 million per year, that easily could have canceled out the 5th round pick. So basically, would you want to give up a 5th round pick for Asante Samuel Jr. or just wait until things wrap up with that comp pick window after the draft? Now, the Vikings allegedly last year potentially lost a comp pick because of signed Shaq Griffin. I don't think that was a math problem. I don't think Kwesi would screw up on a math problem, but either way. But as meow, the Vikings in line for some extra nice next year. It's beautiful to see. It's good to have now. I don't know if they want to add Asante Samuel Jr., if that neck / shoulder is good to go. Let's get it on. Let's do it, man. Your thoughts. Comp pick window closed like the Lions Super Bowl window. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.